Hello again, guys, and welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Dice. Alan has escaped his cage this time, so I've just locked the door. He can't get back in. The kids are still distracted, so let's have a look at these bad boys today. Oh yeah, and I put the dryer on, because people genuinely said they'd missed it. These are the Ironskulls boys. I'm just popping them, as always, sealed. You know, I could have retaped them, I guess, but as you can tell, I'm not planning to keep the boxes, so I'll just bash it open, throw that to one side. Once again, you'll notice they've gone with the plastic. So if you're not a guy who paints, or a girl, I don't mean to judge as to what your gender, etc. are, we're not getting this again. You can play them straight out the box. You may have seen from our previous ones, Stormcast were blue, Khorne were red, these guys are green, and the undead were white. So we're going to have a look at them in more detail, and then obviously we'll put them together. As always, instruction booklet showing you how to clip your models together. Again, they all look plug and play. This couple of bits shows them there. That's a photo of the 4 of them. So yeah, we've got a 3, a 4, a 5, and I think a 7 now. So we've got no 2 warbands at the moment that are the same, which is pretty cool. Again, same kind of packaging as the previous one that we did the unboxing of. It's just got that, nothing that's specifically like, oh, I must keep this, like the Shadespire box, which is really, really cool. You don't get any tokens with this because you don't need to. All the tokens come in the starter set. At this moment in time, it does mean, though, that you need to buy the starter set if you want to get the boards and things like that, unless, you know, there's third parties out there that do it. So what I'm going to do is pop these open and we're going to have a look at them. And we're back. So as you can see here, objectives. And then these guys. That was an odd silence there. Sorry about that, guys. I got distracted by my children doing children-y things. But yes, so the first card we're going to look at is where is a Bosch Gerzag Ironskull, who's your champion, your leader. He comes with boss choppers. They've got a reach of 1, 2 dice, and 3 damage, so that's really good. If this fighter's suffered damage, you can flip. It's pretty cool. He's got movement of 3, a defense of 1, which is a shield, and he's got 5 wounds. Again, we'll look at one more. And this guy's Basher, and he actually has a cool ability here, which is, boom, right here, for all who can say it. On a critical hit, this attack action has knockback of 1, so that's pretty awesome. So his weapons, the smashers, reach of 1, 1 wound, 2 dice. Again, 3, 1, and 4. And if he suffered damage, you can flip across. So I won't look at all of them, because like I always say, I want you guys to buy your own, support the hobby, support the game. As your objective cards, so you get 20 objective cards. I didn't actually count with the last ones, but I'm assuming that's 20 as well. That's pretty cool. It gives you a lot more choice than, say, like your starting deck. And then, of course, these. I'm really, really excited to see what's going on with these. See what upgrades there are. Yeah, so I'm going to get those models put together and then we're going to have a look at them. But that's the box set itself. Now, these aren't particularly expensive, and you can get them direct from Games Workshop in store on their website, and also most third-party sites have them as well, where you will potentially find some major discounts. So if you're looking to save a bit of money, do shop around with regards to it. But other than that, yeah, we'll have a look at the models. So let's build us some orcs. So as you can see, with all of them, they're numbered, which is pretty cool. Makes them a lot easier to put together. So we're just going to work through them in the order that they are on the instructions, theoretically. Who's it you start with? 7, 8, and 9. Which is this guy here. Always being careful when clipping off. If you're too young or incompetent like me, you can always get an adult or adult substitute to do it. That's what I feel things like this need. It needs some sort of interesting music. I don't think I've done this right. Because I forgot to put 5 and 6 together. Ah, see? Even established folk can be rubbish. Hi, I'm the established folk. So yeah, what some people find is a lot more effective is if you take them off their spruce first and you put them each into individual piles, then when you come to build them, it's going to be a lot easier for you. There's no right, no wrong way, unless, like one person I saw when I still worked for Games Workshop was trying to glue their model together with green stuff. That is the wrong way. And I'm using super glue because those who watched our previous video would know that my plastic glue ran out midway through a video. Totally professional. You can see there's some white plastic marks there that I'm definitely going to need to take off with my trusty craft knife. Then into the shoes that are pre-molded onto the bases, which is cool, but it doesn't leave for a lot of conversion options. So my camera really hates the green, doesn't it? So there you go, that's the first one put together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build up the rest away from the camera, because you don't need to see things like removing of mold lines and stuff like that, but this is what it might look like. You shouldn't really scrape towards you for health and safety, but I find I just have more control, as that massive scar across my finger that will tell you. Yeah, when taking hero clicks off bases, always be really, really careful. But yeah, so I'm going to build the others, and then I'm going to let you guys have a look at them once they're done. So, and we're back. Let's have a look at these bad boys. That feels like it's going to need green stuffing, which is like a modelling clay just to fill it in. So, I don't know if it needs to be, but I'm going to fill it in anyway. I've checked, and everything else seems to be connected perfectly. And I can't find any pictures online that show it as either that or that. Most of the pictures are like so. Or the 360 version on GW's website's already sorted. So here's the second guy holding a giant axe. This guy with his smashers. And then this guy. So yeah, orcs have always been a massive passion of mine. Going way, way back, you know, to Hero Quest kind of days. My first 40k army was orcs. My first Lord of the Rings army were orcs. You kind of get the picture. I've had an Orc Blood Bowl team. I've had Orc Dread Bowl team. So that's like a completely different company. I like orcs. I've always liked orcs. I always will like orcs. Kind of known as the Skaven guy because Skaven were my first ever army and I talk about them more. But I've always been a big fan of orcs, and these are some of the nicest orcs I've ever put together. They look cool. I refuse to call them orcs, or whatever the orcs are now called. Even in Fantasy, even in Age of Sigmar, I still just call them orcs. always will. I'm grumpy and old. When you get grumpy and old, you'll completely understand, and you'll still call Snickers marathons. No, marathon Snickers. No. It doesn't matter. There's some sweetie comparisons there that you have to be really old like me to understand. Starbursts, Opal Fruits, that kind of thing. But yeah, these are gorgeous models. They clip together really nicely. They're in a few extra parts than, the Sepultural Guard. But the detail in them's there. They're fantastic. I can't wait to get some paint on them. Like, I'm already sort of fantasizing over what colours I'm going to do this armour. They're gorgeous. Really wouldn't mind buying another box of them just to make up as oak knobs for 40k. Maybe a bit of conversion needed, but point is they're gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful models, and I really, really can't wait to get some paint on them, so I'm going to leave it at that. There's no more really I can say other than they're cool. As always, pray the dice gods hope smile upon you, and thank you very much for sticking with me on this video, guys. Like, subscribe, do all the usuals, hit the bell for notifications, and keep an eye out for more Shadespire.